The 2025 NFL Draft was full of surprises, but one of the most underrated and smartest moves came from the Denver Broncos. While players like Jade Barron, RJ Harvey, and Pat Bryant grabbed early attention, the most quietly brilliant pick may have been defensive end Savion Jones. Late in the third round, the Broncos made a strategic move to trade back up and grab Jones, a move that could end up being the steal of the entire draft. So what makes this pick so special? Let's start with the numbers. Savion Jones posted an elite relative athletic score, RAS, ranking 163rd out of more than 2,000 defensive ends ever tested. That puts him in the top 0.08% in terms of athleticism, a rare blend of size, speed, and explosiveness that NFL teams dream about. Beyond the metrics, Jones brings relentless energy to the field. Broncos GM George Paton highlighted that Jones plays at full throttle on every snap, exactly the kind of motor Denver wants on its defensive front. This pick wasn't random either. It turns out Denver's current defensive line coach, Jamar Cain, coached Jones back at LSU. He knew exactly what kind of player the Broncos were getting and strongly pushed for the team to draft him. That kind of inside knowledge isn't just helpful, it's game-changing. With Zach Allen, JFM, Malcolm Roach, and now Savion Jones anchoring the line, Denver's defensive front looks deeper and tougher than it has in years. It also gives the Broncos a solid insurance policy if injuries strike, something they had to deal with last season. And it's not just the Broncos who saw the potential. Dom, a Jets analyst who attended the Senior Bowl, was openly hoping New York would land Jones in the second round. After watching him dominate top-tier offensive linemen, including several projected first-rounders, it was clear this kid belonged in the NFL spotlight. Every year in college, Jones showed major growth, and he saved his best for last, leading to increased pressures and tackles in his final season. Now, with Denver's system and coaching staff familiar with his strengths, he could become a breakout star much faster than expected. Savion Jones may not have made headlines on day one of the draft, but don't be surprised if he becomes one of the biggest stories by the end of the season. Savion Jones hasn't even reached his full potential, and that's what makes this pick so exciting. In his final college season, he recorded more pressures and tackles than in all his previous years combined. That kind of growth curve is rare. NFL analyst Brian Baldinger, a former Dallas Cowboys guard, even spotlighted Jones before the draft. In one of his well-known Baldy's breakdowns, he praised Jones for his raw power and ability to dominate top-tier SEC linemen. No small feat. Baldinger believed Jones had second-round talent, yet the Broncos managed to land him at the end of the third. That's a major win. At the Senior Bowl, Jones showed off his versatility. He lined up at defensive end but also proved he could shift inside and cause chaos in the trenches. According to the Broncos' front office, that flexibility is one of the biggest reasons they jumped at the chance to draft him. Jones himself described his game best. "I'm an interior guard's worst nightmare." At 6 feet 5 inches and nearly 280 pounds, he combines size and strength with rare agility, the kind of traits that disrupt game plans. He doesn't just hold his ground, he breaks through it. With the Raiders and Chargers expected to lean more on the run game this season, especially after moves like Las Vegas adding running back Ashton Jeanty and the Chargers beefing up their offensive line under Jim Harbaugh, Denver needed a deeper, tougher front seven. Jones helps answer that call. Even if key players like Malcolm Roach, Zach Allen, or John Franklin Myers miss time, Denver now has real depth. Jones can step in immediately or be used in power packages near the goal line to shut down short yardage plays. What's more, people across the league noticed. Draft analysts and content creators covering other teams were openly disappointed their franchises didn't grab him. That kind of respect before a rookie takes a single NFL snap says a lot. His tape from LSU and the Senior Bowl shows off a rare burst off the line. For a man his size, the acceleration is anything but normal. He can overpower interior linemen and still has the speed to make plays on the edge. A rare mix. It's even drawn comparisons to players like Andre Tillman, who could disrupt both inside and outside. And while slowing down Kansas City's offense is a tall order, the Broncos now have a better chance of doing it with guys like Jones in the rotation. Add this to the rest of Denver's draft, including cornerback Jade Barron, who's already being called the most versatile defensive back in the class. And it's clear the Broncos are building a fast, flexible, and physical defense. This could be a breakout season for the Broncos' secondary. With the additions from this year's draft and how versatile our defensive backs are looking, this group has the potential to become one of the best in the league, not just this year, but for seasons to come. The Broncos didn't just improve, they improved faster than any other team in the AFC West. That momentum isn't slowing down either. With the team set to clear the final stretch of Russell Wilson's dead cap, Denver will have significant salary cap flexibility moving forward, $70 million next year and over $140 million the year after. That opens the door to re-sign key players like Nick Bonito, Zach Allen, and John Franklin Myers while continuing to build through strong drafts. Now, onto a rumor that stirred up some buzz. Reports surfaced that if quarterback Shedder Sanders had slipped out of the draft, the Broncos may have considered signing him as an undrafted free agent. While the source was a verified account with a solid following, it's still unclear how much truth there is to it. On the surface, it seems unlikely, especially with Denver already committed to Bo Nix as their franchise quarterback. However, it wouldn't be shocking if Sean Payton had some level of interest. Known for developing quarterbacks, Payton might have seen it as an opportunity to mentor a young talent, especially given the local connection between him and Deion Sanders. Still, that situation never materialized, and for many in Broncos country, that's probably for the best. Bringing in Shedeur could have created a media circus and unnecessary distraction. Regardless of his potential, Denver appears locked in on its current direction. Now, shifting back to what's ahead, rookie minicamp is here. After that comes OTAS, training camp, and then preseason. The regular season schedule is just around the corner and the countdown has officially begun. This team is building something special, and Broncos fans have every reason to believe in what's coming.